Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Dave Liu here on Twitter. So what's everybody doing this New Year's? Crying and looking at prices? Same. I feel like, in the XRP community, it hasn't been a great year for us in general, and now we get, saddled with this SEC lawsuit. The price has gone down, of course. Thanks so much, Dave, for posting that. It actually made me laugh out loud this morning. But anyway, XRP price, not doing as bad as everybody is making it out to sound. It is down quite a bit, of course. The rest of the cryptocurrency market is rallying. We are seeing Bitcoin take off. We are seeing cryptos like Ethereum take off. Haven't taken a look at many other coins, but even coins like ADA doing fairly well. Of course, we have coins similar to XRP like Lumens, and that is down a little bit. XRP obviously taking the brunt of the hit because, the lawsuit has to do with Ripple specifically. But guys, these are temporary price losses. A lot of this had to do with panic selling. And for those of you guys keeping your bags of XRP, I commend you for, having the confidence, I suppose, to do such a thing during tumultuous times like this. I'm keeping my bags of XRP, and of course that isn't the solution for everyone. Everybody's in a different situation. So, you do what you need to do with your hard-earned money. I personally see the light at the end of the tunnel because I've seen this many times before. I'll explain what I mean in a second. XRP price right now at about 22 cents. As you guys can see, we hit resistance here. Let me put that line up right here. Resistance hitting the roughly 17 cents back on June 27th, 2020. And then XRP bounced off that line going up to 32 cents, 33 cents. So this was a key level before we saw a retracement. And you guys can see over here on the chart, XRP is bouncing back from that level of support. I keep saying support and resistance interchangeably, so excuse me if I'm saying the wrong thing. I mean support, bouncing off support, coming back up here, and right now trading at about 22 cents. I have XRP on the 4-hour. All this despite the fact that many exchanges are halting the trading of XRP, at least temporarily. So this from the Cryptic Poet, the iTrust Capital platform will be unable to support trading in XRP after 5 p.m. on January 8th. So that is for iTrust customers, and here is a notice to that effect. We've also got this from MACKATTACKXRP. Grayscale is allegedly dumping over 9 million XRP following the SEC lawsuit. So the other day I did a video on how Grayscale actually accumulated XRP, but now they are getting rid of their XRP. XRP has experienced a steep drop in the last week after the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larson. The suit claims that the company and the two executives have been selling securities to investors in an unregistered ICO. This has led to several actions that have not worked out in XRP's favor. Delisting could affect XRP greatly. Sure, it could. But what I think a lot of us tend to forget to understand and to realize is that this is only happening in the United States. The rest of the world sees clarity around XRP, or a lot of other countries do at least, and this is not affecting markets in Asia. It's not affecting markets in Europe. Even Canadian exchanges are still listing XRP. So this is only happening in the United States, and only because of the SEC. This is going to be a flash in the pan event, guys, and XRP price will rebound. So, of course, Grayscale has to do this because, they are regulated in the United States, and if they don't, they could be in big trouble. They have to do this to protect themselves, and I don't blame them. So when we're hearing news about, these companies offloading their XRP from their crypto trusts or exchanges, temporarily delisting or halting the trading of XRP, I should say, this is all par for the course for what is happening right now. And it's shaking a lot of people out. A lot of people are getting very, very scared about this. Ian Northing posting this, a Grayscale crypto fund also proactively offloads Stellar's XLM alongside XRP. So data shared by the crypto futures trading platform BIPT shows that Grayscale Investments fund has offloaded massive amounts of its XRP and XLM Holdings, specifically the New York-based crypto fund manager, sold 9.18 million units in Ripple's associated token, worth roughly $2 million, and liquidated $1.2 million worth of Stellar's token by dumping 9.74 million XLM. While the move to cut XRP holdings could be justified in light of the SEC's allegations that XRP is a security, it is not hard to understand why Grayscale has proactively recused its exposure to XLM token to less than 1.27 million. Stellar is an open source payment technology and share several similarities with Ripple. As we know, Jed McCaleb, obviously the founder of Stellar and was the co-creator of the XRPL. So there is obviously reason why they believe that perhaps XLM will be negatively affected the same as XRP has been affected by the SEC's lawsuit. So being proactive about this, of course, it does make sense. But here's the thing, guys. Despite the news, XRP is up 22% for the day, with trading close to 22 cents at the time of this writing. XRP briefly retained its position as the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, behind Bitcoin and Ethereum, but has quickly slid down to the fourth place. Grayscale reported yesterday a record $19 billion in total crypto assets under management. The new data suggests that institutional investors dominated by hedge funds have been scooping up Bitcoin products despite an historically tumultuous market. So Bitcoin obviously doing well during this time, and the rest of the crypto space doing well. Alts did definitely take a hit. XRP, I maintain, Ripple and XRP are going to be the example that sets the rule moving forward. The SEC has targeted them, obviously, for many reasons. They have lots of exposure. They have lots of influence in this space. As I had mentioned before, right, we're trading up. This is bouncing back off this level of support, coming back up, trading right now just over 22 cents. And again, if we see an alt season, I don't think XRP will stay flat. I think XRP will move like the rest of the coins, and this is why I do think 22 cents a great opportunity to buy. Of course, this market is not for everyone. Of course, this kind of, this particular circumstance revolving around a particular cryptocurrency isn't for everyone, so by no means is this financial advice. This is just the shakeout of all shakeouts, in my opinion, and a great opportunity to buy and, actually make some good money off an XRP investment at this moment in time. What else do we have? We've got this from JPTHIERIOT. He is the CEO of Uphold, and this is what Uphold has to say. Uphold hopes that due process resolution to the SEC Ripple dispute can both set the goalposts for token offerings going forward, as well as clear the fog bank of the uncertainty that now presumably settles over the Stellars and Filecoins of the world, if not Ethereum itself. The SEC is a lion in the service of protecting customers and stopping bad actors, but the Ripple complaint presents various conundrums. What if punishing the actions of a couple of parties not only directly harms XRP holders, most of whom probably assumed tacit approval after 7 years of inaction, but also threatens to harm participants in similar projects, as well as virtually assure that the US will not be home to Silicon Valley 2 by rights the US is to own. Can something be born of security and metamorphosize into something else? How is invoking billion-dollar losses for innocent third parties, as an ex-commissioner of the SEC recently put it, in the interest of protecting consumers? So we work in the most exciting industry of our day. He goes on to say this is truly the second coming of the internet. As with all human activity, there are the well-intentioned, the criminal, and the crazy, but most importantly, there are the innovators, the agents of all human progress. Perhaps the innovator in question poked the lion and got swatted. Now we have to see whether the lion gets up and finishes the job or returns to its attention to most likely and deserving next meals. That's a very good analogy. It's this next action that holds the promise of providing the clarity we're all hoping for. Meanwhile, we'll tiptoe in the fog listening to the party happening in the panda enclosure and the assumingly bitchy schadenfreude of some of our colleagues. Uphold will continue to list XRP until and unless the complaint is adjudicated against Ripple, specifically citing that XRP is today a security or trading volume dissipates to a point where we can no longer support. So JPTHIERIOT here, CEO of Uphold, saying they will continue to support XRP. And if you guys were wondering, XRP_Crow here at Stetus on Twitter has created an infographic of the exchanges that are delisting or halting XRP. These are all, by the way, exchanges in the US. And if they are not exchanges in the US, they only apply to US customers. So Coinbase, OKCoin, WireX, iTrust Capital, Bittrex, Binance.us, Ziglu, Stex, Bitstamp, Crypto.com, Nexo, and Genesis, One Wallet, so the Swipe wallet, and companies that will not halt/delist until the case is decided. That would be Uphold and Indodax. So just a little infographic here to give you guys some direction on where you can and cannot hold your XRP. If you are looking for a cold storage solution, again, I personally use the Ledger Nano. I do have an affiliate link in the description if you guys want to grab one. You don't have to use my link if you don't want to, but it's there for ease of use. Another option for cold storage. And this from Lee XRP. If you are in the US And selling your XRP position, what happens when we get clarity? Has anybody ever thought of this? The price will fly, and this is why I say 22 cents, great opportunity to buy, especially now in this rally. We were never going to get this price for XRP ever again, and then sure enough, the SEC drops the lawsuit, and here we are, guys. An opportunity. Anyone in the US will miss out on those huge gains in the hours following the clarity. Massive mistakes being made, in my opinion. If I were in the US, I would be buying while I still can. Love for Crypto down here saying, yeah, I've spoken about levels of regret many times. Some of the people selling at the moment may regret it immensely down the line. This is only happening in the United States, guys, not the rest of the world, and I've heard even Martin Volk mention the same thing. The rest of the world is still trading XRP, and I know it might be hard for everybody in the US right now, but there are options, guys, options and opportunities. Low prices, XRP is still being traded on many other exchanges around the world, and I know the situation seems abysmal right now, but just wait. Listen to this. This is from NadNerb217 here on Twitter. And I wanted to preface this tweet thread with this here. This is Sam IANBINS to the Lifeboats video. Ripple versus the SEC. Is it over? This is an extensive 2-hour video with Sam going through the entire 71-page document, highlighting the important points, discussing them. And there are some points here that are very important to understand. Now, Sam agrees with the SEC on some points, doesn't agree with them on other points, and agrees with Ripple on some points, doesn't agree with them on other points. Of course, it's a very unbiased reaction, I suppose, to the SEC's filing. So I urge you guys, I know it's 2 hours long, but I urge you guys to watch this. Very good information. And when I watched this, I had a few questions myself, and apparently Brendan here on Twitter also had similar questions. So I understand that Ripple's selling concerns many people. But the question is, how do you responsibly distribute Ripple's 50 billion XRP? This is the crux of the argument here that I think needs the most attention. It was the selling of the XRP, the quote-unquote dumping onto the market, that the SEC is red flagging here. But the counter argument, how do you build markets? How do you build liquidity if you don't disperse XRP into the market? And Sam also gets into that. Again, I will link his video in the description of this video, and I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner too for you guys. Ripple holding so much XRP is one of the biggest complaints about XRP and why so many people don't like it, and may also prevent ODL adoption. He goes on to say, escrow was introduced to help this, but the XRP is still in Ripple's custody. They really need to distribute it. But how? Ideally, it should already have been done years ago, but you can't go back in time. Joel Katz has talked about this challenge before. So there's this idea that they were trying to flood the market with XRP. Throughout 2018, 2019, we were all complaining, or some of us were complaining, prices being held down by Ripple. They keep unloading XRP into the market. And sure enough, now we're finding out that they were selling XRP into the market. Well, this is bad, yes. I suppose on the surface, this brings price down. But how do you deploy the XRP into the market so that it can get into the hands of the people that need to use it, so that it can be utilized? And of course, Ripple has a vested interest for it to be utilized because they are creating products that utilize XRP. So it's a bit of a catch-22. You don't want to dump it onto the market, but how do you get it to be used unless you dump it into the market? So we're against them holding it and we're against them selling it. So how do they distribute it? They can't give it away. Who gets it? How do they choose? Giveaways this late in the game also negatively affect prices. Higher supply equals lower demand equals lower prices. Ideally, they would only distribute this to financial institutions for use in ODL, but unfortunately, there's not enough demand for the utility of XRP through ODL. Perhaps because financial institutions don't want to use it don't want to hold it / use it due to regulatory uncertainty. As I see it, there are a few options for distribution. A, incentivize the use of ODL despite regulatory clarity, such as giving incentives to MoneyGram. B, lock it back up in escrow, effectively reducing supply, but giving Ripple custody. C, sell it on open retail markets. This angers the XRP community members, so they stopped doing this in 2019. D, give it away to charity, but then the charity needs to sell it, so there's the same issue there. And I think and F, I guess, sell it on the secondary market at a discount to institutions and investors. It looks like they have done all 5 of these things in varying degrees. The only other option is to burn the remaining supply, and we know who got heat for that. Jen McCaleb burning XLM. And he goes on to say, which also causes issues. So for those of you armchair experts out there, how would you recommend Ripple distribute their huge supply of XRP? Since we know 100 billion XRP was minted right at the beginning, it isn't a proof of work coin, so they all exist all at once. We have the total supply. And Ripple is trying to come up with different ways to distribute it, to disperse it into the ecosystem. And now the SEC is looking at them and saying, you are doing the wrong thing. This is considered, you're using this as a security type tool in order to finance Ripple. And my thought is Ripple's going to turn back and be like, no, we're not. We need to disperse this coin into the ecosystem because this coin has utility. And how do we do that? How do we provide an efficient economic ecosystem if only we hold XRP? How do we distribute it then if we can't do what we've been doing? Now, that's not to say that everything they were doing was necessarily the best decision. Of course, there are accusations in this document that suggests that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson personally sold XRP, so that's a separate issue there. And yes, definitely, if they were doing that for personal gains, that is not acceptable. But at the same time, the idea that Ripple needs to distribute XRP into the ecosystem, how do they do it? On the surface, this SEC document sounds like Ripple was doing something negative, but I think at the end of the day, we're going to come to the conclusion that it was just par for the course to ultimately just foster the XRP ecosystem, to get XRP into the ecosystem so that the ecosystem can thrive, something Ripple has been transparent about from day one. Jay the accountant down here saying, I don't think anyone who followed Ripple since inception is against the escrowed XRP. It was said it was Ripple reward for growing long-term XRPL and XRP liquidity and utility, which benefits all. Ripple is a tech implementation company. Execs should have been focused on that. Instead, we see alleged OTC sales deliberately note publicly disclosed of Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson own stock at 4 to 30% discounts to hedge funds / investment pools. So yeah, there was the discounting XRP anywhere between 4 and 30%. That wasn't cool. Escrow sales plus exec sales with worst case 30% discount amounted to over $2 billion in market value. So again, the SEC does make some interesting points. However, I don't think that everything that they outlined in this document was necessarily nefarious. I think that it was part of Ripple's business practices to deploy XRP for that exact reason, making markets, creating that deep liquidity, and that's why they likely got rid of Miguel Viez. I think perhaps, it's all speculation, guys, really. They got rid of him. They brought in Brian Madigan. Apparently, they weren't getting to where they needed to be with his strategy, so they brought in someone else. And I think it was his strategy that really kind of sunk the ship in the end. Not to say that it was him alone who brought on this lawsuit, but I have a feeling that because of the strategy that they were deploying to get XRP into markets, to make markets, to create that liquidity, this is why we're in this predicament now. And Brian Madigan has since taken over. Ripple has since said, we are not going to, we are going to halt our programmatic sales of XRP. This was happening back in 2019. There's lots to go through here, and for those of you who have been in the space for a while, a lot of this stuff is probably ringing a bell. If you've watched videos over the last several years, you realize how much is involved really in this, and it's hard to kind of distill all this information to new investors. I'm trying my best here, guys. Again, if you haven't watched Sam IM's video to the lifeboats, I will link it in the description of this video. Very interesting point of view, and I agree. It's difficult to make markets if you can't deploy XRP yet. If you deploy XRP in the manner that you did, you get nailed for selling a security. We don't even know if XRP is considered a security or not. So again, lots to go through. At the end of the day, guys, though, this is temporary price depreciation. I think we're going to get through this. I have a good feeling that XRP is not going to be deemed a security for many different reasons. And Ripple's perspective on this, I think will shine through, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.